other information here, including what has been the total allocation as for the total allocation from the General Appropriations Act.
Mr. Chairman, may I, that is a list, total allocation. My question is, was it released? That list, yan, hawak ninyo yan. Sinabi, nagaling doon sa listahan yan. District yan, per district. Listahan lang yan. Ano ba yan? Sinabit lang sa GAA, nasa GAA, o nasa NEP, and then, na-release ba? Nagawa ba?
That I would not.
That is, I think, what the more important question to ask, not just a list.
Yeah, I am saying, Your Honor, that looks familiar to me, but as far as these items were released, I will not have any information about it.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Maggi.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, has the committee established how the list was acquired? Hindi pa. Napagkwento na ba si Congressman Leviste? May we know, Congressman Leviste, how you acquired it?
On September 4, with Yusek Cabral, after she had a phone call on speakerphone with Secretary Vince Dizon, and I also had my phone on speakerphone, and I believe that my mother also spoke with Secretary Vince Dizon that night, and Secretary Vince Dizon said that these are public documents and that all of them can be shared not only with me but with the public.
And were these given to you as a printout, or was this a file that was emailed to you?
The printout that I have sent there with a timestamp September 9, 6:03 p.m. was a hard copy, and I also got a soft copy of that printout
From?
from the office of Yusek Cabral, with Yusek Cabral present.
Okay, so yung email na pinanggalingan ng listahan is from a government employee or from an official email of the DPWH?
Soft copy was given to me,
Sorry, USB ba, or it was
Yes.
emailed to you?
USB.
Okay, so may binigay sa yung hard copy at may binigay sa yung USB with all of these files.
Yes, my USB was the one that got the files.
Okay, so binigay mo yung USB mo kay Undersecretary Cabral at kinopya niya from her computer.
It was my USB from their computer in the presence of Yusek Cabral.
Yes, but you have to, we just want to establish how the information arrived to the committee, no? So could you share with us how it arrived here? So binigyan ka ng hard copy, and how did you get the soft copy?
In the presence of Yusek Cabral, I asked if I could get a soft copy of it, and my USB, after a few minutes, because it wasn't readily with me, was brought by my staff, and it was also seen on CCTV that we were coming in and out of the office. And that time, Yusek Cabral was with us. And that was after a phone conversation with Secretary Vince Dizon.
Okay, so yung USB mismo, nilagay mo sa computer ni Yusek Cabral, and he transferred the file to your USB.
In
Correct.
the office of Yusek Cabral.
In her computer.
In the Planning Services office.
Okay. So, ibig sabihin yan, there should be a copy in DPWH as well, because may pinanggalingan yung files na yon. Correct, Congressman Leviste, no?
Yes, and after your line of questions, Mr. Senator, I also have here the names of the encoders that are also noted on each line of the file.
So DPWH can verify. I don't think you can verify that right now by just looking at the hard copy. The best way to verify is to go back to your computer, check it there, and makikita kung oo nga ba ito. Correct, no?
Mr. Chair, can we share our version of what transpired last September 4? What was reported to us that happened September 4 was that when Congressman Leviste came to DPWH and he was asking for the district allocation, per district budget allocation. And this was the one authorized by Secretary Dizon. And that's the second batch of documents given to us, shown to us, and which we are validating. Afterwards, what was reported was that the Congressman Leviste went to the computer and got files from Secretary Cabral's computer. We are not certain what files were acquired. Right after that, we secured the computer. It was sealed off, taken off to ensure that it remains intact and hindi na po siya matamper. And last December, the Ombudsman issued a subpoena, including that CPU, which we immediately turned over to the Ombudsman on the same day, including all printouts of the letter request in his office. And as of this moment, that CPU, which remained untouched as of September 4, is with the Ombudsman.
So only the ombudsman can actually verify. Is that what you're saying, Yusek Bernadette?
That is correct.
Only the ombudsman can verify because the computer is with them.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Correct, no? Thank you,
Congressman
Mr.
Revise
Chair.
would like to respond.
May I also kindly add that I believe there are two other groups that also have soft copies of this same file. One is the office of Senator Lacson, who I understand obtained it from the lawyer of the family of Yusek Cabral. And the second is Billionario News Channel, who must have obtained it from some other source within DPWH separate from me. And I have seen another soft copy of the file, which has a slightly different file name than my file, and it is, as I have seen, exactly the same. So the public can be assured that it's not solely reliant on my copy of the file because there are multiple groups that also have a copy of the file.
Mr. Chair.
But was just to clarify, no, the files that were given to me by the lawyer of the late undersecretary, ito yung SARO, dated December 27, 2024, 50 billion plus, 30 billion of which flood control projects. And when we cross-checked with the records, may mga ghost flood control projects doon. Pero I just found out na incomplete yung, kasi may doon sa SARO na yon, ang total doon nasa mga 100 plus billion, hindi lang 50 billion. Coming from, I think, 155 billion, yung whole universe. So hindi kumpleto yung aking files. Yun lang binigay sa akin personally or through an intermediary nung lawyer ni late Undersecretary. And it appears na mayroong magkakapareho doon sa files ni Congressman Diviste at saka sa aking files. I didn't any more attempt to ask, and you know, i-follow up ko na rin kay Secretary Toledo. I-walk through nyo nga kami, paano kayo makakuha ng pera o ng pondo from the unprogrammed appropriation? Of course, nangyari lang ito mostly in 2024. Kasi medyo na-abuso yung unprogrammed appropriations in DIGA of 2024, di ba? Ang laki, sobrang laki. So, December 27, patapos na yung taon, nag-issue pa ng SARO, I suppose, kasi pag sinabi nating special purpose fund, nandun yung unprogrammed appropriations. And in 2024, I recall, inamend ng Congress yung special provisions. Tinagdagan nila. Because ang alam ko sa special provisions ng unprogrammed appropriations, napakahigpit. Hindi ka makakakuha ng pera doon. Unless merong excess collection sa non-tax, not even revenue collection, non-tax revenue collection, may excess. Second, kung merong approved loan, di ba? And third, kung what's the third, Secretary? May yun na nga yung may excess, yung certification. Approved loan, may excess non-tax revenue collection,
New revenue measures.
and new accompanying revenue measure. That's the third. In 2025, tinake out na yon. Binalik na sa non-tax revenue, etc. etc. Now, can you walk us through paano ba nakakahugot sa unprogrammed appropriations? Who initiates? DBM ba? Agency ba? DOF ba? But eventually, the only person authorized to release is the President or the Office of the President, correct?
The DBM, Mr. Chair.
DBM, ang parang alam ko nasa gaan yan, only the President can order or authorize the realignment. Kung saan program, i-realign to augment items do sa regular budget. Now that you're saying it's DBM, then I submit to
Yeah.
DBM.
Mr. Chair,
Bigyan mo lang kami ng
Okay.
rundown. Paano ba yung ruta niyan?
okay, Mr. Chair, thank you. So basically, the agency requests for the unprogrammed appropriations first are received, of course, by the DBM Central Office, which is meron po yung tinatawag na DMS, yung Documentary Monitoring System po namin, which then it will be routed for those who handles those specific requests. For example, DPWH, i-reroute namin po doon sa may hawak na po ng DPWH, so we call the Bureau. And then, of course, initial review and compliance, of course, nire-review po ng ahensya or the bureau that handles it. Following what has been mentioned, kung na-achieve po yung ating trigger to unlock the unprogrammed appropriations, which is yung excess revenue or there is a new revenue measures plus yung ating mga there's a perfected loan when it is particular for the foreign assisted projects. Okay. So after that po, the requesting bureau will now, of course, transfer that or request for our what we call the debit vouchers, which is kasi may managmumon administrator po ng unprogrammed appropriations para may control po tayo as far as releases for the unprogrammed appropriations, just like other lump sum funds, like for pension gratuity fund and miscellaneous benefit fund, may lump sum po na nagmo-monitor or the administrator. So what has been debit voucher has been approved, yan po, release na po namin yan, okay, transmitted to the, of course, meron po yan, sinusundan po, it will pass through the Office of the Assistant Secretary of the Budget Preparation and Execution Group, together with the Undersecretary of the Budget Preparation and Execution Group. And then, once that's approved or endorsed to the Secretary, that will be signed by the Secretary, and that now becomes the special allotment release order signed and approved by the Secretary, Mr. Chair.
Wait, anong role ng DOF? Sila magsasabi na merong excess revenue.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that, Mr.
Naumit nyo, yes.
I forgot to mention that, Mr. Chair. First, the excess revenue should be certified by the Bureau of DOF through the Bureau of the Treasury na may excess revenue po tayo. When we say excess revenue, that is comparison between the program versus the actual collection during that period. So yun po yung kailangan po natin may excess revenue muna bago natin ma-unlock yung
Secretary, non-tax revenue. Not necessarily revenue collection, non-tax revenue.
Well,
Pag-usapan dito.
from the certification that was certified, it came from the non-tax revenue,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So ganun po yun.
So yun na yung ruta noon.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Hindi ito nag-i-start sa DOF, sasabihin ng Treasury, meron tayong excess dito, DBM, kumuha na kayo ng listahan sa mga agencies. Hindi ganon. Parang ganon ang alam ko eh.
Yung ano po,
Kasi hindi po na kayo makaka-act kung hindi nyo alam na mayroong excess revenue.
yes,
collection,
yes,
diba?
Mr. Chair. Because the agency cannot request without that excess
Correct.
revenue.
So talagang nanggagaling muna sa Department of Finance.
Yes, Mr.
Or
Chair,
BDR.
that there is an excess revenue.
Okay. Sino? Yes, sir.
Yeah, may I direct my question to our Prosecutor General? So there were files going around, but the source is now with the Ombudsman. That's correct, no? We can verify that.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so may mga files si Lean, si Congressman Lean, may files ng committee, but the real source is in that
Senator
computer.
Bang, correcto lang, hindi files ng committee. Hindi ko pa binibigay ito sa committee.
Sorry,
Kasi nga, hindi
siya verified.
Hindi authenticated.
okay.
Kaya I'm just keeping it in my possession.
Okay. So there are files that are around, but the source nasa DPWH, nasa computer ni Undersecretary Cabral at na-turn over na yun sa Ombudsman.
That is correct, Mr.
That is
Chair.
correct. Now, PG, I know you're not with the Ombudsman, but let me just ask, since you're the Prosecutor General, kung may ganung data, anong usually ginagawa ng isang agency like the DOJ or the Ombudsman with that data? What do you do with it?
Well, ginagawa ko namin pag ganyan, pagka-computer, we request for forensics examination to extract and to look at data which is in the computer. which I believe is what the Office of the Ombudsman will also be doing, sir.
So you will check the veracity of
Yes.
that data, no?
Yes.
Based on testimony, based on real-world occurrences, we will find out ano ba yung na-release, are these projects ghost projects or not? Eventually, meron bang mga kumita dito o hindi, no? So the data is basically a lead for the DOJ and the Ombudsman.
That is correct, sir. The data that will be extracted based on the forensics examination will at the start be just leads that can be followed by the investigating police agencies or the National Bureau of Investigation that will aid them in their investigation. As it is, it's not yet the determination of the veracity or the truthfulness of the contents of this information. It's first trying to find out, okay, these are leads, tingnan natin saan tayo dadalhin itong mga leads na to kung ito susundan natin.
And it is these files are much talked about. Do we have the commitment that they will be further investigated at matitingnan talaga siya kung ano ba talaga yung authenticity at veracity at kung meron ba talagang malfeasance na makikita sa mga files na ito? Is that a commitment, PG?
Well, while I am not with the Office of the Ombudsman, Mr. Chair, nonetheless, we are in constant communication with the Office of the Ombudsman, and we have already somehow discussed the matter of the files, but since it's with the Office of the Ombudsman, it's really their call. I know for a fact that they will start also some forensics examination of the computer, and then that would start and kick off possible investigations to ascertain, one, the authenticity of the documents that were secured, and then second, to also ascertain the veracity of the contents.
Yung hinahanap na paki-authenticate, tell us whether these are real or not, or the veracity. Currently, it's still in process.
Yes po.